Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of TV Talk. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and in the middle of, spending time with your family and eating all of that really good food, you're probably going to be a little bored and maybe a little nostalgic. So we thought it would be a good idea to throw back to some of the best Thanksgiving specials that have aired on TV, some really popular ones and maybe some not so popular ones, so you can get caught up on Netflix or your old-fashioned TV or however you'd like.
Let's throw it back.
One show that I like that maybe not many people of our age group would like because it aired when we were a lot younger is Everybody Loves Raymond with Ray Romano and Patricia Heaton and Doris Roberts. Basically, for people who aren't familiar with the show, he plays Ray Barone, and his wife is Deborah, played by Patricia Heaton. And they have 3 kids, and Ray's parents and single brother live across the street from them, and so they have, all the family drama. And the Thanksgiving episodes were always kind of memorable. There was one where Marie, Ray's mom, decides to serve tofu turkey, instead of regular turkey at Thanksgiving dinner because she's on some new health kick, and it doesn't go over well. Everybody kind of hates it. Another memorable one is where Deborah, Ray's wife, decides to break from tradition, and instead of allowing Marie to cook Thanksgiving, she decides to cook Thanksgiving and, heaven forbid, makes fish instead of turkey. Who eats fish on Thanksgiving? Not to pass judgment on people's Thanksgiving preferences, but another classic episode, which is probably my favorite of the series, is a little later on, Robert, Ray's brother, gets married, and so the Barones decide to spend Thanksgiving with his wife, Amy's family. And Amy's family is a very conservative, quiet family, and right before dinner, an injured bird flies in, and Amy's mother decides to put it out of its misery, which ignites this entire debate with the family. Everybody's yelling at one another, and with all the crazy personalities, it just it escalates. And it doesn't sound like a happy Thanksgiving episode, but it's really funny and definitely worth a watch.
Oh my God. So another show that has a Thanksgiving themed special episode is Gilmore Girls. And if you don't already know, a revival is in the works officially at Netflix. They have multiple Thanksgiving specials, but I like this one, and it is called A Deep Fried Korean Thanksgiving. And it was season 3, episode 9. Basically, the episode is about Rory and Lorelai trying to fit 4 Thanksgiving dinners into one night, and they end up at Lorelai's parents' house, their family house, last, and they have had so much food, and they just cannot eat anymore, and that just goes crazy. And also in the episode, Lorelai finds out that Rory has actually applied to other schools other than Harvard, which creates this dilemma, and if you don't recall, it kind of really gets some, discussion going, and some people aren't very happy about that.
Another show that's very popular, and everyone's probably seen it a million times, is Friends. Friends did a Thanksgiving special every year. So there's 10 of them, and you can probably find them on some TV channel, just back to back to back on Thanksgiving.
Nick at Night.
Yes. And my favorite is it's the episode called The One Where Ross Got High. And it's basically Monica's parents decide to join the entire gang for dinner, and it doesn't go over so well because Monica and Chandler are about to tell her parents that they're dating, but her parents kind of hate Chandler. Oops. And Ross finds out it's because they think Chandler does drugs, even though Ross was the one that did drugs. So secrets are revealed, and Monica and Ross have their typical sibling rivalry fight. The side plot is Rachel makes a dessert.
Yes.
That's her traditional English trifle.
Rachel's trifle!
It has meat in it. Somebody says it tastes like feet, but Joey loves it. And Joey just eats it the entire episode. Another side or second place runner-up Friends episode is the one with all the Thanksgivings where they kind of reminisce. And the memorable moment of that, Monica puts the turkey on her head and Chandler tells her that he loves her. So really sweet moment, really funny moment, second best episode.
Yes. So the next show we're going to talk about that is another fan favorite is Chuck. And Chuck has not been on the air for a while. There have been talks about possibly a revival or a movie. Zachary Levi needs to get on that because we are waiting. They have also had a few Thanksgiving specials, not very much, but two of the most memorable episodes. The first one is in season 1, and it is Thanksgiving, and Chuck's nemesis, Bryce Larkin, returns. And so that is like the big thing that happens, and he kind of realizes that Bryce and Sarah have something, they still have feelings, I guess, for each other, and he gets pretty jealous. The other episode is from season 2. It's episode 8 called Chuck versus the Graviton. Again, it's Thanksgiving. Chuck's sister, Ellie, tells Morgan, Chuck's best friend, that he actually can't come to Thanksgiving dinner. Ellie doesn't want Morgan to be there, which is really sad. That's not very fun. And another thing that happens in the episode is that Chuck and Sarah and everyone finds out that Chuck's girlfriend, Jill, is actually a Fulcrum agent, which, again, stirs some scandal.
Our next show is also a popular sitcom, How I Met Your Mother, and it had several Thanksgiving episodes, but some of my favorites from season 1, an episode called Belly Full of Turkey, where Ted and Robin decide that they want to give back on Thanksgiving. So they decide to volunteer at a soup kitchen, only to find out that Barney also volunteers there, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And then Barney is also their volunteer of the year, and they can't really piece out why he is their volunteer of the year. Turns out Barney's there just because of like community service. So they end up finding other ways to spread the joy of Thanksgiving. The best How I Met Your Mother Thanksgiving episodes, though, are, of course, Slapsgiving. For those who don't know about Slapsgiving, basically, Marshall and Barney have, like, a slap bet, and because of this, Marshall can slap Barney 5 times. Barney doesn't know when they're going to come or how they're going to come. He just knows that at some point he's going to get slapped 5 times by Marshall. So both of these Thanksgiving episodes focus on the slap bet, and Marshall's kind of like toying with Barney, saying like, oh, it's going to happen now, it's going to happen now, and Barney's all like, ah! The first Slapsgiving ends with a really great musical number called You Just Got Slapped. Phenomenal. The second one kind of focuses on Marshall passing the slap around to everybody. Robin has it at some point. Ted has it. Lily has it. Lily's dad has it. And Marshall does that to teach everyone about the spirit of giving and Thanksgiving. So you can learn a lesson with How I Met Your Mother this Thanksgiving.
So the last show that we're going to talk about for this Thanksgiving special is, I think, a fan favorite, Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World has had a few Thanksgiving specials, but I picked one in particular from season 4. The episode is called Turkey Day. And the plot is basically about Corey and Sean. They're given this assignment over Thanksgiving break, and it's basically about class differences that are like in the heart of the conflict in Rwanda during the time. And they, are quick to assume that those things don't happen, particularly where they live, but they actually learn their lesson when their own families aren't very enthused with spending Thanksgiving together, like Corey's family and Sean's family together. And so they learn their lesson. They realize that there are, these difficulties, but, like all Boy Meets World episodes, we learn something, and you really get to learn about the spirit of family and Thanksgiving. So I think it's a very special episode. It's really well done. The lesson is great, and you should absolutely watch it. So as well as all these other episodes that we have talked about, there's always football to watch for all you sports people. I'm not a sports person, so I'd much rather watch Charlie's Thanksgiving special.
Yes.
Hello, another classic. There's also Winnie the Pooh, Looney Tunes.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is always a good thing to watch, nice and early in the morning.
Yep. So from us to you, we want to wish you guys a very, very nice Thanksgiving. Yes. Spend a lot of time with your families, eat a lot of great, great food. Take advantage of being with your families. We wish you all the best. Yes. Make sure to watch some really great television as well.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we will see you in our next episode.
Yes.
Have a great one.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.